What up, guys? ThePartyKnife here. Now, in today's Vermintide episode, I'm going to teach you how to think like a chair. Now, I know what you might be thinking. ThePartyKnife, chairs, they can't think. Shut up! Shut up. If I say chairs can think, chairs can goddamn think, okay? Now, what do I mean when I say think like a chair? Well, you see, just like a chair can be in many positions. Some more comfortable than others. I was never scared. It was under my control the whole time. Just like chair can be in many positions. Some nice, some good, some comfortable, some horrible. Like this one. Ah! Ah! Just like chair can be in many positions, so can you be in many positions. Some good, some bad. So today we talk about positioning in Vermintide. So for that very reason, I have prepared a clip for you guys. It's 28 minutes long, and it contains a bunch of clips from different games I've had, most of which actually ended up failing. But that's not the point. Not all of them, but most of them. The point is, in all of those clips, there's something to talk about in relation to positioning. Now, I think one thing that makes sense when it comes to positioning and movement is to break it up into two parts, because there's individual positioning and movement, and then there's team positioning and movement. And those are two sort of entirely separate things. There's like, when you talk about individual positioning, it's about how do I position myself most advantageous in relation to enemy minions in the moment, right? That's like a split-second, moment-to-moment decision, whereas positioning as a team and movement as a team is more like, okay, we hear the horde, where do we choose to fight? Do we back off now, or do we rush forward in order to get to a good spot to fight in? Essentially, we're going to take a look at some examples of both good and bad positioning, both on my part and the part of my team. So anyways, let's get started. Yes. Now this is on Cataclysm, playing as the 𝒮𝔤𝔞𝔤𝔢𝔯𝒮𝔮𝔞𝔡, and we had a boss, and this was just regular quick play. Now, it's very important there that I didn't move backwards, right? Because then I would have gotten stuck with the boss aggro. Now, I noticed the horde here, so I actually tried to take aggro on the boss, which is why I'm sort of holding the staff in order to apply the high DPS dot from the beam staff. And I tried to sort of drag the boss away so my team could clear up all of the other minions. Now, it didn't quite go as smooth as I had initially expected, because a lot more minions came in my way. So I was planning to move back up here to get back up to my team, but then I was blocked by a bunch of berserkers. So at this point, it's just about survival, right? Just keep moving. And here I thought I actually lost the aggro on the boss because it suddenly started moving in the other direction, but that was just due to pathing. Essentially, you want to get back to the team, right? So the team has had some time now to clear things up. What I wasn't expecting was that the team followed me down here, which sort of backfired because I almost got stuck here. They couldn't know that, so totally understandable. And obviously when you're playing Unchained, you want to really watch out for that overcharge meter. Because on Kata, you always want to deal with all of the other minions first, and then you fight the boss. Unless you can burst the boss down in no time, right? Of course, if you have a Shade, a Bounty Hunter, then you can burst the boss down in no time. But if that's not an option, then someone has to take aggro and sort of move the boss out of the way in order to give room to the rest of the team. Again, look behind you. You don't want to panic too much. You can try to keep the boss stationary if possible. And always take advantage of the aggro swap. So when the aggro switches, that's when you want to deal damage. And don't worry, clips will get more interesting. I know this is pretty basic, but I thought it was worth adding, since I still see so many teams struggle with bosses and sort of how to deal with them effectively, especially chaos spawns and minotaurs. Now this next clip is I was quick playing, actually, I think with the same team. Let me just see. Yeah, with the same team. And I was gonna play one more match, and they were like, "Let's do Fortunates of War," and I was saying, "Yeah, okay, I'll try to help you." So we did Fortunates of War. This is only on Legend, just to be clear. Playing as the Zealot. Also, you guys should check out 𝒮𝔞𝔤𝔢𝔯𝔞𝔡. He has a newly started YouTube channel. If you guys want to check out some of his content. Assuming I remember, I'll remember. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to go check that out. He's a really nice guy. So here we're going to focus a little bit more on individual positioning. As you can see, stuff went sideways. And those gunners were trying to screw me over. And so obviously here you want to try and find some cover. Now, I thought, you know what? Damage doesn't really matter. Like, how much damage I deal doesn't matter if I'm dead, right? So I thought it was still worth there, playing it safe and healing up. Now, dragging all the minions with me here, I saw an opportunity here to sort of utilize the flaming barrel as best as possible.
So with that round there, obviously, I take that you can't run at the moment, but target the rattling gunners first.
Yes, good question. You should definitely target the rattling gunners first, because the rattling gunners, I did respond to him, but for reasons I'm not going to go into, I don't have my own voice comms from these clips. Now, I see a lot of people also struggling with multiple elites. And a really great hero for dealing with multiple elites is the Zealot, especially with the Billhook. Now, you want to get below 30 HP. That's the optimal. That's where you deal the most damage and have sort of the attack speed buff. So 30 HP is the marker you're looking for before you want to just start generating temporary HP. And you want to use the special attack on the minion that's about to attack, right? Now, that was just me fucking up right there. Which happens. But you can play it risky as long as your passive is off cooldown.
Yep.
So as long as you have your passive, that's sort of your get out of jail free card. So as long as that's off cooldown, you're good. And you can play it risky. As soon as that's on cooldown and thus not available, that's when you want to be a little bit more careful. And now, as you'll see momentarily, when we get swamped by chaos warriors, you can deal with them extremely effectively with a Zealot. But it all comes down to your movement and positioning. Now, I used my ulti there because you wanna. One of the important things with movement and positioning is you want to isolate as many minions as possible on one side, so that you don't have to worry about the other side. Now, one great way to do that is with movement. Movement in one direction sort of drags all of the minions to one side. Now here I was actually hoping I could heal, because, you know, I realized that, oh shit, we're kind of screwed. But I didn't really get the chance to, so instead I drank the strength pot, because then I know if I kill a chaos warrior, I'm gonna get a shit ton of temporary HP, and my passive just went on cooldown here. But as you can see here, just slowly moving. You don't, like, you want to keep dealing damage here, right? When you have a window that's open. And here again, I wasn't comfortable with all of the minions being all around me, so using my ulti there to move to a location where everything is on one side. So again, I can start actually making progress here. Because as long as you can isolate, having only like maybe 2 or 3 attacking at a time, then you can use your special attack to sort of cancel the attack of whichever one whichever one is going to hit you, and then you can just slowly chip away at their health. we sort of move them in a line
It's
here.
like playing with God mode on.
No, it's not. Although I appreciate the compliment. I'm totally out of practice these days, man. That is the truth.
That's alright, mate. Keep going.
Here I almost got stuck. Like that was, whew, that made me a little bit nervous. But the key here is really in the movement. Sort of creating, like moving over obstacles between you and all the minions, and create windows, small gaps, where you can slowly chip away at their health. And sooner or later, again, as long as staying alive is always priority number one, as I've said many times. If you don't feel comfortable dealing damage, then you just block, dodge, and jump. Once in a while, of course, when you run out of dodges. So you should only deal damage when you feel comfortable dealing damage. But look how it's just slowly, I don't know how many that was in total, but like something like 16 or 17 Chaos Warriors. And just by slowly chipping away at their health in a safe manner, you can, yeah, accomplish amazing things. And of course later I did this and we lost. That was on wave 8. Like, we were so close and I screwed up monumentally. Just thought I would add that for context. Just didn't want to sit here and pretend like and I just clutched the shit out of everything and we won the game. No, I actually fucked up. Now watch this, with the I'm playing the Pyromancer. This is why I don't like the Pyromancer. Because of the targeting of her ulti. Gosh, if you didn't notice, I'll show you again here. Okay, so I see, like this was bad positioning on my part. It was a risky, but I see the assassin there. Look, my ulti straight at it, like literally right at it. Gosh, no effect. Yeah. So, but it was my fault at the end of the day, because my positioning there was extremely selfish. That was also pretty lucky. Yeah, if I'm being honest. But I want to show you the sort of at the end event here, the dodge, and sort of just evade, the evade tactic. Which isn't what you necessarily always want to do, but there are times where it is the best thing you can do. The only right thing you can do, in fact. Now you might be wondering, ThePartyKnife, why are you moving up here? Is this some awesome positioning that allows you to do great and amazing things? No. I just thought I would look awesome if I stood up here. This is on Cataclysm, again for context, as you can see momentarily. In fact, this is horrible position. Because in a moment, I'm gonna get shot at by a gun. I just walked up here because I'm like, up here I can look like I'm cool. Yes. I look up here, I look cool. Because I'm up here. For whatever reason, up here looks cool. I don't know, okay? There was no logic to it, I just did it. Now things started going sideways pretty quickly. And I also fucked up right there. So when one person's two people are dead, one got up, but still, I'm really low. I noticed that you know, we're not feeling comfortable here exactly, right? And that's when you want to focus on survival. As you can see here, using that obstacle there, I was able to create a window where I could actually heal up here. Now it's just me in the shade. I thought I would go for the rescue here, because that's the nice thing to do. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. You don't wanna overdo it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You showed that you cared, and so you move on, right? But that was a misedit, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think that was a fault in my editing that I hadn't checked out. Apologies. I just kept dodging there, essentially. And usually I wanted to go for the elf there, but there's no way I was gonna get her up. So, and again, just dying to trying and save someone else, still not worth it, right? Because you're just gonna lose the game. So if you don't feel comfortable rescuing someone, then don't do it. And you can see simply by surviving here, I saw a gap. I actually considered going in another circle to feel more safe. But again, some events are just about time. And this is one of them. This is not one you don't have to kill stuff. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you don't have to, right?
Where are you? I can't see you.
So if everything goes sideways, it's better to just stay alive.
Don't move.
Just one mayfly town after all.
Now, in terms of team positioning here, again, the bottom here of this, whatever you want to call it, I was about to say valley. The bottom of this alley is what I meant to say, not valley. Is great positioning because you can isolate all the angles down to just one position in front of you. Like, I'm not in that position right now because you want to move further back, right? So you don't get flanked from the left. But that's a really good position to be in. Now, you're going to see a bunch of attempts with a random group of people that I just met in Quick Play. And they were playing Twitch mode. And we basically got absolutely annihilated on Cataclysm Twitch mode a couple of runs in a row. And I was playing Unchained. And you're going to see a couple of attempts here where the movement sort of comes into play, right? This is the positioning I was talking about. This is where you want to be, because you can isolate everything on one side. The only danger here really is something like gas rats and storms, right? Tornadoes. You don't want tornado here. Boom! And there I accidentally overdid it a little bit, so I had to use my ulti.
Nice. A lot of fun is coming.
But you're going to see a couple of great examples here on this map in regards to how to use obstacles to stay alive, especially in clutch circumstances. Now here you really want to be careful, right? Because I don't have my ulti ready. I have max overcharge. She's back up. Can take a bit more risks. We essentially lost like 4 games in a row. I was heading to bed. I was like, I'm just gonna chill out, take one more game. Then I got into this game. Then one of them, a really nice guy, was like, "Hey, ThePartyKnife," and so I felt obliged to stay for a few more rounds because we got wrecked so hard. I was like, no, I can do one more. I can do one more. No, can't go to bed on a loss. I can do one more. Right, and I just kept kept doing that for a couple of games. And we had some good times, despite getting absolutely annihilated in every single attempt.
Oops, I failed.
Now, this is very risky positioning. I would not recommend this positioning here. As you can see here, it sort of, whoops, gets a little bit tight there. Not optimal conditions, circumstances. Because if you get grabbed by that tornado, it might just throw you over a cliff, right? That's the truth. Always remember to use that R button as much as possible when you have the HP for it.
Yeah. Dwarfy.
Oh no, fuck. I didn't see the vote. I hate that vote so much. I just out of nowhere. One thing is the actual weekly event.
Don't walk away. Don't walk away.
But the vote, if you don't pay attention to the vote, and you're suddenly like, oh shit, move together. Now there's also going to be some great examples of bomb usage, and why you want to save your bomb for when you need it, because a bomb can save your ass so absolutely like, so much. It can save your life so much. Unfortunately, I died here.
Overheating.
And I think we moved to yeah, he got me up. But like bombs are so great for situations where you're out of your comfort zone, right? When there's a strangler coming and you can't see it, you can't spot it, you can't take it out, you can't isolate it. So you throw a bomb at it, right? You know, when you can hear it's close, you know it's in that horde of minions. But also see here, yeah, here we got a bunch of gunners. So again, using my positioning here to sort of isolate that, I still was sort of screwed because there was just too much stuff. And of course here, I use the big brain to do calculations. These 100% calculated, okay? I knew exactly how much damage I would have done. No, calculated. 100%. Everything from here on forth, calculated. Okay. No, it's not. It was a bit lucky.
There are plenty of glitch here, but
mixture of luck and experience. Trust me, there's gonna be some really close calls in these next minutes regarding my overcharge
save me with gunners
and staying alive. I think this is when I'm gonna get wrecked by us. Yeah, I tried to get him up, but I couldn't, and then
nah, fuck.
Wrecked again. Hadn't seen that. Next game. Here things went sideways even quicker. I think this is the run where I actually managed to get somewhere. Almost save the run. Thought I would leave the stormer there, the blight stormer, just so it could pick up some minions, hopefully make some room, and that was luck. I had no like that assassin missing me. That was just pure luck, right? But right there, that saved me from a strangler. That I would have been very unlikely to dodge in the right time. And again there, I tried to hit the assassin and I missed, and just by pure chance, it also missed me. Here again, using positioning to get a heal on, and again an assassin there jumping and suiciding. I'm not exactly sure why it blew up there. But here, some very close calls. And again, saw a window and managed to get to the elevator.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it, just so you know. Not with Unchained.
That's about as confident as I felt.
Just use the grenade. Yep.
In fact, I did almost make it, but I mean, sort of. Again, use a nade here at bottleneck. Great place to use it. Forcing them to walk through it. I should have saved my ulti here. That was a mistake. As you can see, when I say I almost made it, I mean I made it this far. And then I didn't have my ulti here, I got pressed in, and yeah. I got wrecked. But there's a, but here on Hill Scourge, in the beginning especially, is a great example of just obstacles you can use to your advantage when you need to. It's things you can jump up on, like here. Like, I'm not sure why I jumped over there. I think I just didn't give a fuck. But there are plenty of things that can prolong your survival. Another great map example would be Fort Braxenbrook. It's just a host of things you can use just to make that tiny gap between you and the horde of the army of minions behind you. And that can really be what makes the difference once you understand how to use the map to your advantage. Here again, calculated. Again, don't even think it wasn't I did the math, okay? I knew exactly how much damage I would take. No. Big brains can do this, no problem, okay? And again, there's nothing wrong with falling back in the map either. I think a lot of people have a problem with that. There is nothing wrong with falling back in order to create space here again, get to the other side, and then move forward. Sometimes that's the only right thing you can do. But I think people feel like if they move back in the map, they're... I don't know. It's just very rare that I see people actually be willing to move back more than a few meters in order to sort of stay safe, so to speak. Again here, calculated 100%.
Welcome to hell.
The overcharge. Calculated! Calculated! Then I got hit. Then I died. Then I don't recall if yeah. Then the elf saved me. The elf played really well, to be fair. I stayed alive for quite some time, which even as the handmaid isn't necessarily easy. A lot easier than it is on Unchained, but still, nonetheless, not easy when you're getting chased down by this amount of enemy minions. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I mean, beautiful movement right there. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's those small things, right? Like, sometimes I'm not sure what to make videos about. Just feel free to let me know if there's an aspect of Vermintide you feel like I haven't covered well enough. Let me know down in the comments. Because I feel like I've, at this point, you know, most mechanics I have covered in one form or another. I think tomorrow's video we're gonna do another quick build guide for maybe for shade. So far I've done Witch Hunter Captain and I've done Huntsman. Yeah, maybe we'll do one for shade, or maybe the Zealot. I felt like I had a really good game with the Zealot. So maybe with the Zealot.
Yeah, we're never gonna have the DPS we need for this.
Now, let me know which hero you guys
So we have to kill the troll. That's our only way out of here.
Although, might be too late by then, because I'll probably play the game today. But nonetheless,
And unless we find a bomb so we can push him off a ledge, then we're screwed.
Yeah, we didn't have the damage here. Like,
This area.
how the hell are we gonna kill that
yeah,
troll?
so there's a legend.
And we lost. I didn't have the rest of the footage. So I've had a lot of issues with my recording software recently. Well, this is the last clip we have. Which again is a half a clip. Like my recording software recently has been acting really weird. Ever since an NVIDIA update. I think I have the issue fixed now.
Absolute champion.
That's just mean that the last month or so.
Just kill everything.
But no, last couple of weeks, I've had really many issues just with recording stuff and the footage looking weird. And like, ugh, that's also why there's been a bit fewer uploads.
He's down below.
But now I finally have it fixed, so we can get back to normal upload schedule. Yes.
Armored heretic, fight the righteous fight.
Good job.
I mean, I'm not out of it yet. Oh, now he is. Okay, good.
Now it would be tempting to move forward in the map here, right? As two people, save the others. But the moment we hear the horde, we kinda can't. Because if we move over the next point of no return, we risk getting trapped in that little area right by the tome, which is an absolutely horrible place to fight. Okay, that's like the last place you want to be. It's just horrible in every
Let's go.
every
Around
manner.
in a circle here.
And again, I cannot emphasize how important the concept of moving in circles. Not necessarily in a circle, but in sort of repeating patterns, right? Where you sort of have an obstacle or two
I was wondering why you
that can
kept dashing
delay
through
the animations of enemy minions, where they have to crawl up, they have to jump over, they have to walk around, whatever it might be. And you can keep going in that pattern. Because if you can do that once, you can do it again, right? And if you can just chip away a little bit at a time, at a certain point you will get to a point where you feel comfortable enough to progress.
I mean, as long as
right?
you're having fun.
And that is absolutely crucial for everything from clutching,
I jumped.
I guess, also just in general as a team sometimes, that's the only thing to do, especially if you play Onslaught, stuff like that. Here's where you don't want to get stuck. I'm not sure what the hell I was doing there. Dodging right. But here again, a bomb. See, there's no way I can time that. I mean, maybe I could, but maybe I also couldn't, right? And I would have been screwed if I had gotten grabbed. So a bomb there, even a fire bomb, is just amazing for those situations in particular.
Them Chaos Warriors.
So absolutely, if you see one of those stranglers, and you hear one of them, and you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Throw your bomb. And yeah, that's about it. That's what I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next. My ass hurts. And like, I'm finally happy, guys. You know why I'm happy? Because I have a chair that can do this. Okay, maybe you don't want to have too much momentum when you're the chair actually lifted on that one. Oh, I almost wish that I hadn't managed to save that, because that would have been hilarious for you guys. But I'm sorry, my reflexes just caught and I locked in my foot. Oh, that would have been so funny though. I'm sorry. I would gladly suffer for comedy. I'm sure if I keep doing this every single video at some point, sooner or later, I'm gonna screw it up, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I love you guys. Stay awesome. Peace out.